Hey guys, Coyote here. Welcome back to my channel and welcome to a brand new Dwarf Fortress series. I am diving back into the game. It's a game obviously that I enjoy and have had on my channel on a number of occasions in the past. This time around I am playing with the Genesis Reborn mod version 5.12 by Dion. You can get it over on the Bay 12 Games forums, which I will include in a link in the description. I went ahead and skipped ahead a little bit through the whole world generation because it took a little while. I set it to 550 years, so we've got a fairly developed map already. I also went ahead and found the location I plan on settling in. It is what you see here on the map. This area here, it is apparently a temperate shrubland, untamed wilds with woodlands and moderate vegetation. It actually crosses two biomes. The primary biome, which is probably about half of it, the right-hand half of it, we've got deep soil, shallow metals, deep metals, and flux-stone. The other biome, which is obviously the other side of it, clay, deep soil, shallow metals, and deep metals. So hopefully I'll have a nice combination of ores and not get screwed over out of being able to make myself some decent gear. Let's see here, what else? We've got fair number of neighbors. Void Dwellers, Darum, Merfolk, Fallen, Nords, Sylvans, Goblins, Serpent Folk, and Dalesmen. Doesn't appear like we are at war with anybody. I have to admit I don't know what the red dashes mean versus nothing. Maybe it means they're hostile because I seem to recall that like Nords and Sylvan and Darum were neutral in this mod pack. I'd have to double check that, but I'm pretty sure that was the information. We are with the Bridge of Boulders, which is a area down here, if you guys can see the mouse cursor. The other two Dwarven civilizations were both from roughly the same place, which was, I don't remember where actually. Whoops, scroll back through that. Just north of where I am actually. So I guess this is the Bridge of Boulders trying to encroach in on their territory. I had originally considered playing further over in the one biome. One of the reasons why I went further this way in crossing into the second biome was because I wanted to get a little bit of hilliness in the map. So down in this bottom corner, we're going to have some fairly high hills, and it should be mostly flat the rest of the area, and we'll of course have the river running through the middle, more or less. So that is the embark. What I'm going to do is I'm going to pause while I do the setup for my actual group of dwarves and their equipment, but I will come back once I'm done that to show you all what I've got set up. So I will be back in a little bit. Just bear with me. Hey guys, I'm back and I've got everything set up. I had some interesting, let me try that again. I had an interesting collection of dwarves. They started off pretty good. I've got a Stone Clan Dwarf who's agile, strong, with good focus and a feel for music. Then I've got a mighty, durable, rarely sick Stone Dwarf with Iron Will, great intuition, great feel for social relationships, a feel for music, and a good intellect. Then, this is probably my best dwarf, a Obsidian Clan Dwarf who's quick to heal, extremely agile, slow to tire, tough, very good focus, sharp intellect, great memory, willpower, way with words. No downsides to this dwarf. Then things start to stumble a little bit. We've got a never sick, but who's clumsy, slow to heal, quick to tire, and a bunch of mental deficiencies. Dark Clan on top of that, so no real good fit. Then we've got a agile but susceptible to disease and flimsy with little patience clay dwarf. A Obsidian Clan Dwarf with, well, let's face it, a lot of deficiencies and no real strengths. well, tough, slow to tire, and strong. I guess it's definitely strength, but a lot of mental weaknesses, unfortunately. And then lastly, a Shroom clan, easily my least favorite clan, with a number of deficiencies. So I ended up making the Shroom. Well, let's start at the top actually. This stone clan is my mason, and also a building designer, and I gave him a few social skills as well to give him a bit of a head start on that. I think he had some. No, he's one with good focus. Okay, this stone clan dwarf is because he's mighty, durable, rarely sick. I decided to make him my or is it a her? My soldier on this mission. She's a swordsman with shield using, armor using, and dodger. I also made her a butcher and tanner to fill in on the more mundane side of things. This Obsidian Clan Dwarf, he is a weaponsmith, not something that's going to get a lot of use to begin with probably, but hopefully fairly quickly down the line he'll fill in that role. He's also going to be my manager and my broker to start with. I gave him appraising, organizing, and etc. This here is the Dark Clan Dwarf. I decided to make him just a straight up miner. He's the only one that doesn't have any additional skills. Then we've got, this was the Clay Dwarf, I think, right? Yeah. He's going to be my carpenter. I also made him a mechanic, so he can fill a double role there. This Obsidian Clan Dwarf just went up as a miner. Because Obsidian Clan Dwarfs are also good furnace operators, I decided to make him a furnace operator as well. Hopefully we'll get a few more miners through migration. That will help me to expand it. Actually, usually I have 3 miners. I only have 2 this time around. So that is going to be a bit of an adjustment for me. And then lastly, the Shroom Clan Dwarf. I didn't really know what to do with him, her. I ended up deciding to make her a woodcutter. I don't normally bring a fisher person with me, but since I'm on a river, I went with that. So she's also a fisher person. Hopefully this will keep her out from underfoot because, quite honestly, she doesn't really fit in that well either. Now, for equipment and animals, let's start off with the animals. I'm bringing 4 goats along, 2 of each gender. They use kind of weird symbols in this mod for gender. I don't know which one is male, which one is female, which is why I'm bringing 2 of each along. 2 batwings, they replace the cats. They're vermin hunters. And then 2 war mastiffs, so I don't have to train them up to start with. Now, for other gear, or actual supplies, I suppose, I went food and drink heavy. That seems like it's always the thing that I tend to run out of, even before I get to the first caravan. So I figured I'd try and go heavy on that. If I remember correctly, I have over 200 food and over 200 drink in a variety of different types. Including a couple of just single types down here at the bottom. They'll give me some extra barrels once they get used. 2 copper picks because I've got 2 miners. I outfitted my soldier fairly well with an iron sword and shield and dwarven plate leggings. Hopefully that'll keep her alive for long enough. Some logs. I always try to bring 3 logs along with me. That way I can make a carpenter and 2 training axes that I can use for wood cutting right away. Coarse iron anvil. I also brought a iron bar. Those are just in case my weaponsmith gets a strange mood. I'd rather him not, waste away and die for lack of an iron bar. And because he's a weaponsmith, an iron weapon would be nice to have. Let's see, some lye and some gypsum plaster, so that I can get an early start on a hospital. I can make some soap. I'll have the gypsum plaster for broken bones. Now, one problem I tend to have early in new games is a strange mood that requires cloth or thread, and I generally don't have that until after the first caravan. So I did bring a little bit of cloth and a little bit of thread along, just in case. And I also brought a couple of ropes along that I can use to tie up the mastiffs in guard positions. So that's pretty much it for my gear, my animals, and my skills. Hopefully this will do me well. I think I've got a pretty good core of starting dwarves. So I'm looking forward to that. I also went ahead and I named the fortress. It is Duskearth, Tathbur in the Dwarven tongue, and the group is the White Armory. Now I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to embark now. I'm going to pause once we get to the embark screen. I'm going to take a quick look around the starting area, kind of get a feel for it before I come back and we'll start building. So I will see you shortly. Actually, I'm going to embark first. Here we go.
This will be our new home.
See, Minotaurs get hungry. That worries me, because Minotaurs are no laughing matter. Alright. See you guys in a bit. Alright, I've had a chance to take a quick look around. I'm not 100% happy with the terrain generation, but I will make do with it. The river is a deep river, so it's going to pretty much limit us to the north side of the river, at least until I have a bridge built. Otherwise, there's a chance my dwarves will drown or get washed away, neither of which are appealing. That being said, on the north side of the river, we do have a fairly large hill. Pretty much takes up much of the entire north part of it. It is only one level high, except with one little section here, which is a second level high. So it's not particularly steep. Interestingly enough, on the south side of the river, we actually have a very, very steep area. It actually goes down, I think, like 6 levels, maybe 6 or 7 levels, which was very unexpected. When I was taking a look at the initial embark map, that bottom corner area was listed as being level 7. So I kind of expected it to be going up, not down. Very strange. So it took me a while to kind of decide what I wanted to do with it. I wanted to use the river for a variety of things like fishing and as a barrier to enemies. But with it being as far from the hill as it is, I'm kind of torn on what I want to do. Part of me wants to just dig a hole down right over here near the river and use the river, like I said, as a barrier, build walls up around it. But one of the reasons why I picked an embark with a hill in it, or with potential for hills in it, was so I could dig into the side of the hill. I always find that I prefer that sort of fortress. For one thing, it feels a little more dwarfy to me, and second, it's easier to fortify. So I am going to go with that. I'm going to have to do it in such a way that I can thread my way around these lakes. There's a lot of little lakes in here, which is potentially useful for flooding farmland, but otherwise are just an annoyance. I haven't actually started doing anything with the dwarves yet. I wanted to just give a little show around to what we got to work with here. So let's get started. Seems like the best place to go, or to start with rather, we have this nice little natural area right here. You know, I'm going to get rid of that side menu. There you go. Kind of have like practically a natural entrance right here. So let's go with that. It is 6 wide. That is fine. I'm going to get rid of these ramps here though. That'll make it more difficult for enemies to come down on top of us. And also I just think it looks a little cleaner. Then what we will do is I'm going to set up a workshop. The carpenter's workshop, and I'm going to set it up right here And that there so I can make the 2 training axes. We can get some wood cutting going. And while my 2 miners are digging that stuff out, their carpenter is doing his thing, let's set up a zone right over here for the animals. Just thinking if I need to do anything else. Yes, I do want to set up my militia commander, who would be this guy here, and create a squad, metal armor. I'm going to put him on, I think it's M. Yeah, M. I'm just going to put him up on sentry duty right there for a moment. Oops, I don't think I hit the right button, did I? No. A. There we go. The reason why I'm going to put him on station for a moment is just so that he'll equip his gear. That way he doesn't have to rush off to get it later. Okay, now I'm going to take him off of that, so he'll get to doing some tasks. Not that they really have too much in the way of tasks right now. Now that that's cleared out, let's start digging in. Yeah, let's go to here, I guess. 1, 2, 3, 4. No, one more. Yeah, so I'm eventually going to put it downstairs here. But I'm not going to worry about that yet. Well, I want to get some rooms set up so that I can get all of our stuff inside right away. And that is my main starting goal right now. Oops. Okay, let's get our miners going on that. Looks like that is set up, so carpenter, go ahead and do 2 training axes. I'm actually going to jump into Dwarf Therapist here. I'm going to take the Fisher Dwarf off of fishing for now, because really I don't need that done. You'll get to your fishing eventually, thicket page tone, but not right now. I'm also going to take the miners off of hauling. Okay. I do realize I have some idlers going on, but that is quite alright. Are they done? I think they're done. Okay, so let's start cutting down some trees. Go! Go, tree cutters! And that'll leave me with a bunch of idlers, actually. Not too much can be done about that until I've got... Oh, that's right, I know what I needed to do. I needed to set up another tree cutter. Carpenter, you can also do tree cutting. I knew I was forgetting something. There we go. That should take us down to, I think, 3 idlers, which is still more than I'd like. Oh, you damn miners. Get rid of that one spot right there for me, please. Please. And of course, they don't finish any one room. It actually looks like they got all the tree cutting done too. Oh well, we can do more. There we go. Make sure we got no monsters going on. Quill beasts. And razorback sows. Okay, those are on the bottom, or on the south side. Quill beasts are on the north side. That's not good. So what exactly is a quill beast? How do I view that? Alright. View. There you go. A hoofed beast covered in sharp bone-like spikes that can shoot them to defend itself. Gigantic and muscular. Spikes are gray. Well, it's not that big. Size 6 is the same size as a dwarf. It sounds like they're just a beast, so I'm not going to worry too much about it. It just occurred to me I'm going to have to use a mason to carve those stairs. Dope. I paused you, didn't I? Okay, they got one room finished. Let's set up a food stockpile. Get that going right away. Except it's not going to include seeds. Forbid seeds. And that'll get the rest of the idlers going. What are those? Raw green tree frogs. They're probably going to rot. I don't know. I think if they're in a stockpile, they're not going to rot. I'm not 100% sure on that, though. Now, can I do up downstairs? Or downstairs here? Or is that not going to work? Oh, it looks like it will work. Oh, hooray. That's awesome. Now, I'm going to put the miners back onto hauling for now. I want to get this done ASAP. The actual mining can wait. Actually, you know what? I'm going to pause while this is going on. If something happens, I'll come back. Alright, welcome back. I have pretty much gotten everything moved in, including all the wood that I had chopped down to begin with. I started doing a little bit of designating as well. I've got most of the dwarves out picking plants as well. I kind of want to get this area cleared out completely so there's nothing of distraction in there. The soldier is going to be idle for now, just in case I need to call on him for battle. As for the dwarves, I decided to go with a secondary route for access into the main part of like the living area and mines and stuff. It's going to be through here. What I figured I'd do is I'd have this area leading to like barracks and stuff. So go down here and, you know, this area might be all for various types of barracks and such. And then this area here, where this stair is going down, it's going to go down a few more levels to a more secure area for like living quarters and crafting. That way I can keep my military dwarves all in one area, and they'd be kind of separate from the main group of, or the main living area. And they would have quicker access to the front gate that way as well. It looks a little off-center just because of the shape of the lake. I'm probably going to get rid of this at some point, drain it, or I don't know. I'll figure something out. So now that I've got that designated, let's start digging it out, and we'll see what we come across in our mining. Go ahead and pause. No, they're actually drinking right now, but that's okay. And now they're sleeping. Fantastic. Any beasties to be worried about? Just aurochs, so I'm not too worried about that. There we go. Also, in case you're curious, the reason why I went with such large staircases, I've found, especially once I get a population of 60 to 80 dwarves, that stairways especially can become clogged down. So I'm going with larger staircases, especially once I need to start moving like craft goods to the caravans. It just makes things go a little bit quicker and there's less slowdown. Plus I prefer the even numbers over the odd numbers. I can go with double doors in hallways and that sort of thing. You know, we struck zircon at one point. What's this? This is peat. Peat is good for farming. And marble. Ooh, marble. That is a flux stone. It's also an economic stone. And that makes me real happy because it means we can get an early start on some nice crafting to sell. Okay. I apparently had it paused. Oh yeah, that's right. When you look, it goes into pause automatically. Never mind that. Struck some tetrahydrate. Tetrahydrate, I want to say, is the one that smelts into copper. Not 100% sure on that one, but that seems right. And it's still all in marble. What's this? This is diorite. Okay, having some non-economic stone will be nice for building early doors and such. Which further down do we have? That is it. So it's fuelers of marble, some peat, and I'm guessing this is like white sand. No, it is loam. And then we have the silty clay. So I think the loam and the peat are going to be areas for farming and like the butcher shops and that sort of thing. Looks like our plant picking is more or less done. So with that in mind, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to start up some stone stockpiles. Let's do one right here. We'll just go like that. And then we'll do another one right here. It'll be a little bit smaller. So this one we're going to go with economic stone. And this one we're going to go with non-economic stone. And actually, now that we've got this carpenter workshop set up here as well, I'm going to start making some beds. And to make sure that the carpenter stays focused, I'm going to take him off of hauling. And once we got a decent amount of economic and non-economic stone hauled up here, I'm going to build a masonry's workshop, and I'm going to get to work on building some tables, some chairs, some doors, but most importantly, some rock or some stone blocks so that I can build a drawbridge right in this area here. Looks like the miners are just about done. Makes me happy. I'll probably put them on hauling for a little bit as well. I don't know, maybe. I think, however, I am going to end the video here. I'm not exactly sure how long I am into it, or how far into it, rather, I am. But this seems like a good enough a place as any to end off. I don't want to run out of hard drive space, and I don't want to do everything and not give you all a reason to come back to watch more of the series. So until next time, I want to thank you guys for watching. As always, I enjoy sharing what I'm doing, and if you enjoy the video, pass it on to somebody else that you might think might like it, and maybe they'll do the same. Until later, take care, guys, and have a good night.